Hey, agency owners, wanted to talk to you today about client communication. So, I find this very odd about the industry wide and by and large that pretty much every agency that I've seen engage this way, they do tend to follow this overall idea. And what that idea is that in order for you to communicate with your client more, you first need to charge them more. And while I understand why that would make sense from a business perspective, I think that what is being missed is the overall relationship that needs to be had with that client in order to be able to actually charge them more. So I want to take a step back on just a basic human level, right? In order for you to be able to build that partnership that I know that you want to build with your clients, to be able to be involved more in a strategic way, to be able to have higher value service, to be able to build that lifetime evergreen client, that the key in order to be able to do that is that you need to flip it on its head. In order to be able to build that partnership, you need to build a relationship. So number one that you need to do is relationship, which is extremely important in order to be able to build that partnership with the client. So you build that relationship actually by communicating with them more to start. So you actually start reaching out to them more, you start having more regular meetings with them, you start actually having that better relationship with the client by communicating with them more rather than first charging them more in order to communicate with them, or it creates this weird, odd, false dichotomy, right? The number two thing that you need to really do is you need to focus on the value that you're providing to them, making sure not only are you providing the value, because obviously with you being an expert in your own service and the services that you're providing and that you are providing that ROI, but making sure that that value is actually communicated to the client. What I see happen so frequently is that you have an agency that is actually providing tons of ROI, providing tons of value, but the fact is that from the point that that initial brand or that client started engaging with the agency to the point that they are now, it has been such a long time that you've actually communicated what the initial reason why they reached out to you in the first place and why they first decided to engage. That leads me to number three, which is their goals. Making sure that you have an understanding documented exactly what success means for that project and for that client, and exactly how you're going to be able to get them to the place that they really want to be. So once you have these three items in place, the relationship, the value that you're communicating with them, and understand what the goals are, then you're going to be able to increase the amount of touch points that you have with the client, increase the work that you're doing with them, and ultimately charge them more.